Over my investing career and just professional career, I've realized that I tend to work a lot faster than others. I do this because I like to be efficient. I like the fact that I can get a lot more done within the amount of time I have in the day, whether that's family, work, or sports, or whatever I want to be doing.
When it comes to contractors who go over budget, we give them the axe.
But I acknowledge that not everyone works quite as fast as me. So actually this week, we're here with our team at Basecamp. This week, we spend planning and getting everybody on the same page so that our team can be able to operate at a high level and efficiently, just like I do. So I'm really excited about this week because we do this every single year. If you guys want to follow along, see how I run my business, also learn more about real estate, and see all the markets we invest in, follow along.
With some of our big wins in 2023. So I think I'm going to start off with kind of our room today. So this is, I know what me and Clint are super excited about, is now we have foremen/general contractors in-house in North, Central, and Southern Wyoming. So that's, to me, that's a huge win. I've been battling just to have one person that I could lean on in one market, maybe just in Laramie a year ago, we just had one, and now we've got, well, I would say 2 years. A year and a half ago, we only had one. Now we have 3 awesome guys with Joe and Sheridan, Ethan and Casper, and Edward and Laramie. So that's definitely a huge win. I know Clint and I are very excited. Another big win, Hillside Casper. So as we named this 63 unit property in Casper, we bought this on June 30th is when we closed. So this was a lot of time. A lot of people put a lot of time and effort into this one. Let's see if I can get rid of box. Hopefully Monica's thing is going to come on here in a second. Okay. Let's see. And yeah, and then the other cool part, okay, there's Monica. Can somebody did Monica get in? Okay, better. Oh, there's Hugo too. Good timing, Hugo. Morning, Hugo. And Monica. Oh, that made that song.
Hey, good morning. Good morning, guys. Good morning, team.
Good morning, guys. So you can see everybody's, I think this will be it now we get the full team. So we have, I'll just go real quick now that I got everybody. So in the room we have, spin them around. All right, so introducing everybody, we got Clint back here, we got Ethan, we got Edward, and Joe. And then if you guys see, we got Judith, Mike, Gabriel. Gabriel, you got a camera? Hugo, you got a camera? There's Hugo. And there's Monica, and then us. Hopefully Gabriel will come off his camera. There's Gabriel. All right, good, cool. All right, we'll keep moving. So we're just sharing our wins from 2023 as part of the State of the Mountain. So the other cool thing is, with this, and I'm really excited just seeing what Ethan's been able to accomplish in literally like, what are we today, the 21st, first 21 days of June, or July. We're already in the process of bringing 10 new units online at $9.95 a month. So at like full market rents, we're already bringing on 10 units in July. That is a huge win. The other cool thing is,
sounds like money.
it's right. Okay. You guys can see the slideshow. Yeah, you can, right? Okay. Okay, the other cool thing is our how we're managing it, right? So we just introduced Gabriel. So Gabriel is actually full-time managing the 63 units. So we've kind of divided and conquered. That's been a cool win. Hugo is, which you also just met, Hugo is managing our current portfolio of 75 units. So all told, oh, I didn't put it in there. All told, that's 138 units that we're currently under management. So that's huge. Like, as you guys can see, that's literally pretty much doubled what we had when we bought this property. Let's see. Yeah, and just to kind of show you guys the potential of it, it's like over a $500,000 rehab on this. But we're predicting that once we get up to market rents, this thing is up to, could be worth $4.5 million up to $6 million. So just based on the income it could generate. Cool. Show you guys another win. Oh, now I need to go back to here. So I would say property management growth, this has been a big win. So you guys just saw Monica. So Monica's recruiting has been huge for us. Monica actually brought in, well, as I mentioned, we talked about Gabriel. He's managing the Hillside Casper. Hugo's managing the other ones. And Monica's also brought in Lalo. Lalo's been helping working on Clint's team with our website. So he does a lot of our Facebook and our website updates and He's been helping a lot of different, and he's really helping us raise money too and standardize how we market to investors and market to sellers and all that. So, and Lalo's not on this call, but he's been a big part of the team. Also, Monica helped us recruit Alejandra and Vanessa, who also work for Clint's team. So this is good for some of you guys to know. Those are other resources. These are all virtual assistants that are helping us in our company, right? So Alejandra and Vanessa, they do a lot of work to help like with our content and our marketing. Thai is another, he's been one of our other really exciting hires. We have Thai does all of our video editing. So if you see our videos you see on Facebook, it's really cool that we could literally shoot a video, send it to Thai, and Thai makes this really cool YouTube video or wherever we want to share it. So I think just a lot of that recruiting, I want to definitely give Monica a shout out. She's done a lot of recruiting to help us find really good top virtual assistant talent. So good job, Monica. Okay, some other cool wins. So I wanted to share 819 Emerson. So we bought this, it's been a couple of years ago when we bought it, because we thought about buying it as a rental. When was it? Was it over? No, it was about a year ago. Yeah, so we bought it about a year ago for $165,000. I think all told we put around $40,000 into it. We still got to get the exact number, that's an estimate. But we haven't sold it, knock on wood. But I signed the closing docs yesterday. We're supposed to close on Tuesday at a purchase price of $269,000. So about a $50,000 profit on that one, which is really exciting. So really solid one by Joe and his team. Another one in Sheridan, Zuni. So this one hasn't closed yet, but this was a really cool story of how fast our team could move, and from acquisitions to turning it over to Revive to putting it back into dispositions and getting it sold. So we bought this for $305,000 on June 1st. We put about $40,000 into it. That's my projected holding cost, sale price. We're currently listed at $427. I'm guessing we'll probably sell around $420. So that's going to be another $50,000 profit. So that one's really excited. Duration, we spent only, if we can get a contract and get it sold, I think we're going to flip this in 3 months. But we're literally only 6 weeks into this and we're back on the market. And I did put a couple of pictures of the finishes. It's a really nice house. So shout out to Joe's team. Did a great job. The other big win, so I didn't have the breakdown, actually Judith was helping me, but we've had 25 contracts from April 1st through today. So that's just over 3 months, 3.5 months, April, May, June, and part of July, 25 contracts. Like that's crazy amount. And just so this helps you guys know and hear like what's coming down the pipeline, right? And these are all across the state, from our core markets to even some other small towns. And some of these you guys will never touch. Like, for example, I've had some with Lisa where I'll get under contract and all we're trying to do is just go sell them like without even touching them, right? But some of them we will touch, but we're definitely not going to take down all 25. But anyway, just so you guys know, there's always a lot of deals in the pipeline. And this has been a big shout out to Judith. Judith has really helped me to setting me up with appointments. Well, it starts at the bottom, right? So Mike who's on the call, Mike is our virtual assistant. He does all our texting and he does some cold calling. But Mike does an awesome job of like every day or every week he's turning out about 20 leads just from texting people. And then those leads go to Judith. And Judith does a really good job of filtering those who actually wants to sell and then books calls with me. And then I get on the phone with them. And then that turns into a process of trying to get them to sell their house. But Judith helps me as well. Like I'll have a call with them and then they're not quite ready. And then Judith can follow up with them. And eventually we've gotten really good at like sending out quick offers and they look at it. And that's a big reason why we've got 25 contracts. So big shout out to you, Judith and Mike. Nice job on the sales team. Was that the last one? Cool. I did want to show you guys really quick. So this is our core markets, and I put a state or picture of Wyoming, right? So you can see when I talk about our 5 markets, it's Billings up here at the top. You guys know geographically, but this is good for the virtual assistants to see as well, right? So you see Billings, that's up above Wyoming. You work down to Sheridan, that's our other one. Working down here to Casper, this has become one of our major ones. And then you got Laramie and Cheyenne at the bottom. But those are our 5 core markets. But guys, we've been getting contracts. We assumed a loan, we managed a property in Green River. We're actually selling a flip that we're supposed to close on Tuesday that Ethan helped us out in Rock Springs. We actually got a contract in Rawlins. I'm not planning to fix that, but I'm hoping I could just sell it. Let's see, Pinedale, we flipped something last year. There's where Cody's at. You can see where Joe was at. Joe's currently working on a flip. Seeing some of these other ones. We've got a rental property in Gillette. We're about to have a rental property in Douglas. Don't have anything in Wheatland. But anyway, just to give you guys a good feel. Oh, Riverton and Lander, we just flipped a house there. And we've got we have like 3 contracts right now in Riverton Lander area. So that's another really great area. And then Thermopolis, we're actually flipping a house there. So just to give you guys a feel like and Powell, that's another one we got contracts on. But we talk about that too, but we're gonna be very particular on the house that we're gonna flip. The numbers gotta look really good for us to go take a flip down in those kind of smaller towns, but we will do it, right? For example, that Cody house, we're only locked in at $200,000 is all we have to pay for that. Granted, the seller's gonna get paid a little bit when we get paid, but like, we're basically, at $200,000 plus our rehab. So, and that house is gonna sell for hopefully $450, but maybe $500. Yeah.
It's a nice house.
Yeah. Yep. So anyway, I'm hoping that one's going to be a really nice profit. We're projecting about $75,000 profit on that one. So another really solid one. But anyway, I wanted to give you guys a feel for like the whole state. As far as like expansion and growing, there's a whole lot up here in Montana that we can start to do, and we haven't really touched it yet because we've got so much work and so much lead flow from these areas that it's served us really well. Just to give you guys an idea too, like when we do our marketing, like our postcards is our most expensive marketing. We're only hitting Billings, Sheridan, Casper, Cheyenne, and Laramie, right? We did drop in Gillette once, but we're very careful in Gillette as far as especially taking down projects there. But we definitely heavily invest in, again, these 5 core markets. So kind of back to how we went. I talked about this with the team yesterday. I'm not going to go as deep, but just so that everyone else on the line on the call, so you guys understand how everybody works together. We have Wyohouses. The way they win is finding off-market deals and value add, right? Us finding 25 contracts in last roughly 3 months, that is how Wyohouses is winning, and they're doing a great job at it. Revive, now they win by recruiting, scheduling, documenting, and being able to deliver projects. And I showed you guys a bunch of wins of how Revive is winning, right? But again, Wyohouses has to find the deals to get them to Revive. If we don't find a house at a big discount, Revive can't be successful, right? And then as we come down to Gregersen Properties, that is our property management team. So that's Hugo, that's Monica, that's Gabriel. Those guys are doing a really good job. The name of the game for them is they've got to be doing, their job is to be pushing rents and taking care of our tenants, right? And our job with Revive is to be able to support and make cost-effective improvements so we can improve Gregersen Properties. So we talked a lot about that yesterday, so I'm going to kind of move through that. I wanted to go over some power moves. So like what's to come in the future, right? So some of the big ones are our retail work. This is going to be a huge focus the rest of the year with all 3 guys in this room, and letting you guys know as well that are on the line. So Ethan Blizzard, that's one of the biggest things he's bringing online. He brings a lot of skill sets, but him bringing on retail jobs is we're going to really lean on Ethan and leverage his background and his connections, and he's really going to be a big leader on this. And even getting into new construction is going to be added into our new company strategy. We're excited to look at new construction because I'm sure you guys, just the predictability of it, that's the biggest thing, is we can get into something, it can be predictable. We all know the headaches we run into remodels, and remodels are always going to be a huge part of the company, but we're excited to add in new construction. Let's see. And then the other one I put in here, and Edward's been working on this, it's been kind of behind the scenes, not like too highly publicized, but we talked about it again last night. Like we're looking very seriously at a carpet cleaning business acquisition in Laramie at a really good price. And what's that?
James says the flooring guy has a carpet cleaner Diablo that you can rent a trailer anytime you want to use it, right?
Sweet, that's awesome. Yeah, there's this guy in Laramie Edward's been building rapport with, and I think it could be another great source of income. So excited about that. And then Joe's starting to do it in Sheridan, right? Joe's been so slammed with all of our work, but we're excited for Joe to start to be able to offer our services to other people at Sheridan, because Sheridan's another market where there's not enough. So all that retail work is going to be huge. The other big power move is Hillside Casper. So our goal is to get all 63 units up to $995 a month. That's probably going to be done. That's going to take a solid 12 months to do that. But we're going to be bringing on as many as we can, as fast as we can, at that price. And when we do that, that's going to be a huge, huge win for our company. The other thing is, maybe not as interesting to you guys, but we're doing a lot more of kind of on my side, is creative finance, right? So, and this is good for Monica and Hugo, more so Monica and, even Hugo and Gabriel. Like we're gonna start getting you guys to, so I go find a property that I'm buying and I get a seller to finance it for me, right? What I'll do, and I don't have to put any money into it, basically say, okay, I'll give you the example. So in Douglas, this guy's gonna sell me his house for $150,000 and he wants me to put $7,000 down. And that's what I've negotiated. All I'm putting down is $7,000 and I assume his loan. But what I'm gonna do now is in the future, I'm gonna go find an end buyer who can't qualify for a loan or can't afford a loan at 7-8%, and they might give us a $30,000 down payment and assume the loan. So we make the difference between $7,000 and $30,000, and then also we can make a difference on the payment because my payment to him might be less than my payment to my wrap buyer. So this is something that's going to be coming down the pipe for Monica and your team because that's a whole other marketing piece to find wrap buyers or find buyers who can't get financing. But there's a ton of them out there. There's a lot of people who can't afford a mortgage or can't get qualified, but they want to be a homeowner. So one big thing we're going to start to roll into our company is when it comes to just a quick, like basically wholesaling, we're wholesaling to end buyers. When we, does that make sense? That's what you call a wrap, right? So I'm the middleman. I'm just finding the deal with the seller, I'm finding the buyer, and I'm putting them together, right? So, and then we'll keep doing more sub 2. And then the other cool thing about these wraps is sometimes the seller might need $50,000 down to get out, but they've got a great loan at like 3% or 2%. And they might need $50,000. Well, I don't want to tie up $50,000, so what I'll do is I'll actually go get a second note, which is basically like a mortgage from another private investor. And then that puts that deal together. And it's pretty complicated, but it's a really cool way to basically bridge that gap of somebody who needs to sell their house, but they've got a great loan, but they need some cash. Well, what we do is we go get that cash from a private investor, we buy them out, and then we go sell it to an end buyer. It's a really complicated strategy. I won't get into the details, but it's like a game changer, especially in today's market, right? Because this is just a way, guys, that we're pivoting with interest rates, right? A lot of other companies and wholesalers and fix and flippers are going out of business because interest rates are high and there's a lot of volatility in the market. This is one way that we've adapted. Cool, I'm just gonna go into our Vivid Vision real quick, and that's about gonna be it for today. So our Vivid Vision. So if you guys, anybody does go to the website, you can go read this. This is all live on there. We've also got a video talking about the Vivid Vision. So this just kind of goes over everything we are. Okay, let me give you guys the background so some of you guys know. So like 3 years ago, or roughly, maybe more like 2 years ago, I set a goal. Well, first off, I was just reading books and like part of different masterminds. They're like, I needed to get my thoughts and my vision out there so you guys would know where we're going and we could all be pushing the same direction, right? Like I've got all these ideas in my head, but how do I articulate that so we can all be pushing toward one goal and united as a company, right? That's why we built our Vivid Vision. So this kind of explains what our company is. And so you guys understand why we have Wyohouses, why we have Revive. You found it? Okay, so just to explain this, we're not a real estate investment trust, we're not a syndication, we're not a wholesale company, we're not an intermediary, we're not just a flipper, we're not a property management company or a real estate brokerage. Our goal is to be all that integrated into one, and that's why we've done Wyohouses with Revive, with Gregersen properties, right? So this promotes synergy to drive profits and increases margin and allowing us to be more competitive than any other organization and that just focuses on one specific space. We're a privately owned company with a lean, dynamic staff that operates in Wyoming and Texas, and now Montana, and is expanding to other markets. So this is our big goal, though. So I wanted to highlight this, right? So our #1 target, and this is going to be kind of the outcome. Hopefully, you guys take this away from this morning. Is our target before the end of 2024, which is going to be next year, is to do $2 million in profit, right? So we're gonna all the goals that we're going to be setting. Or basically, we're going to set rocks everything we're going to do from now till the end of the year is going to set us up to hit this goal, right? So before the market shifted, I kind of wanted to make a run for this goal this year, right? But the goal has always been to do it before 2024. So that's $2 million in profit in a calendar year. So our goal as a team is going to be, hey, how do we get ready? So January 1st, 2024, we're ready to go make $2 million in profit over 12 months. Us doing retail work is a perfect example of like, hey, let's set that up, let's get our teams in place, let's get our systems in place to where we can go start adding that as another revenue generator, right? That's a great example of how we're going to get there. This kind of talks about all the different ways that we will generate the $2 million. So that's from our rental portfolio, that's from wholesaling, That's from wholetailing. Wholetailing is when we just buy a property, clean it up, and put it right back on the market. Don't even hardly touch it. Like that Thermopolis one, we didn't really hardly touch that one. You had to do a bathroom, spend a couple days. From our fix and flips, which you guys saw a lot of example, that's been a big driver of our company. Business development, this is looking at other opportunities over the time, and yeah, and then these are other future ones, right? So property and project management. We've already started to get into project management, which has been huge. Looking at a real estate brokerage down the road, and then really starting to monetize our brand. When we do a ton of marketing with our branding, eventually we're excited to be able to monetize that. So those are all the different ways that we will generate the $2 million. This kind of talks about what sets us apart. I'm not going to go into details, but from our brand to our integrated team. We've talked a lot about that, to our development team, that's how we make decisions. And our deal flow, I think I want to highlight that. Like, the reason why, the foundation of all this is why it's so successful is our ability to find off-market properties, right? If we can find deals at good prices, that feeds Revive, that feeds Gregersen Properties, all that, right? Perfect, yeah, and the best part for last. So what it's like to work for us. So not all you guys know this, maybe Joe does, I know Monica knows this, but like, this is kind of an analogy, right? So I'm gonna read this. Enjoy the road to Hohana. Like, and this is more of like a team building, more of a culture, like why, like I want something we can all rally around. So have you guys ever heard of the road to Hohana in Hawaii, other than Joe? You guys ever heard it? So it's a story, right? So it's this long, curving scenic highway that ends in a small sleepy town in the Hawaiian island of Maui. It's often a metaphor for enjoying the journey rather than impatiently striving for the destination, right? We want our staff to enjoy the work every day. We want you to enjoy the stepping stones for success. The personal and professional development are along the way, right? Like, when you go to Hohana, it's just, if you haven't driven it, I did it it's been like 5 years ago. You go up there and it's like this big road. It's like, you gotta go to Hohana, you gotta do the road to Hohana. Well, anyways, it's just like a winding road. You get up there, and you just get there, and it's this very, unclimatic finish. You get there to this little town, and you're like, well, what is this? This is what everybody's talking about? But the whole point is, it's not about the town that you get to, it's about the journey. And as you're going through this winding road in Maui, Hawaii, like, it's just all the waterfalls, all the wildlife, it's just about the road and the travel on the road to get to Hohana, right? So it's a metaphor for our team. I want to always create an environment where you guys are enjoying the process, right? We've got the $2 million goal, but I want us to enjoy the process of getting to Hohana, of getting to the goal, right? We should enjoy it day in, day out. Does everybody feel like they do that enough? I'm sure there's times we're stressed, but it's important that we always create that, right? Anybody? Monica? Judith? Anybody? Thoughts on that?
I definitely have something to say. You know that I like to tell Casey all the time just how grateful I am just to work here and be a part of such a dynamic team, crushing goals, be able to live my life with my kids and do what's important to me and still do what I love for work.
Thanks, Judith. Yeah, I think Judith's a good example. And we talked about work-life balance yesterday with our guys, right? But it's important, I hope you guys all feel like you have work-life balance, that like your family comes first. As you guys know, my family comes first, but I mean, I'm always working really hard, but like I'm still, I don't know, it's always a balance, right? But I want you guys to know that like we're gonna work around your family. We're not successful if you're not thriving with your family, right? If you're struggling with whether it's with your kids or your wife or not enough time with them, like if you're struggling at home, you're not gonna be as successful. So I always try to be really flexible. Judith, I think, is a really good example that we try, and Monica too, I try to create an environment where we can be flexible and you guys be flexible with your hours, so you guys, and then my expectation is when you're working really hard and being really competitive. And we'll get into our core values and goals, but that's a big one. But anyway, thanks for sharing that, Judith. So I talked a little bit about like our workspace is dynamic and open. Our team can work remotely from anywhere. Actually, I do want to highlight these. This is why I want to hope. So I wrote all this down because I wanted it to be like, when somebody went and looked at our company and looked at our integrated company, this is what they would say about this. So this is things I hope you guys say, right? So our workspace is dynamic and open with little structure when it comes to an office setting, but our team can remotely work from anywhere. We host quarterly meetings at different locations to help us reset and refocus on company goals, like right now at Basecamp, right? These meetings are in person, which deepens our relationships. We aim to start moving these to destination venues in year 2. So that's a big thing for next year, right? Our team members work their day around what else is important in their life. So this is what I was talking about earlier. Their family, their friends, their fitness. We don't hire people who clock in and out and keep track of hours. We hire people who are goal-oriented with a strong work ethic. Some weeks they might put in a focused and productive 20 hours, and other weeks they might put in 60 hours, just depending on what the project requires, right? If a team member isn't energized and inspired by their work, we make adjustments to find them a role that's a better fit. Our staff members enjoy what they do, interacting with clients, partners, and investors, and helping them achieve their goals while gaining experience and professional growth. So we thrive, this is another big one, we thrive on direct feedback. I think this is an important one, right? We ask for it, and our team takes the time to give it to one another when it's requested. Indirect communication slows down meetings, decreases productivity, and ultimately keeps us from achieving our goals. So I wanted to talk about like being direct, right? Like it's important to directly communicate, right? But that said, we communicate respectfully and personally. We foster strong relationships among our colleagues, and we aren't afraid to challenge one another. So that's a big one. I've always been big on like provide feedback, right? Help each other, provide honest feedback, provide it respectfully, but provide it, right? Because if you don't get feedback and you're not direct, like we can't get better. I know Ethan's talked a lot about like personal growth, and I think everybody's big on personal growth, right? We don't give you feedback, we can't get better, right? But you also can't be we can't have people that can't take feedback, right? We've had people like that before that can't take feedback and it doesn't work, right? But you gotta be able to give feedback, give it respectfully, and give it directly. Yeah, and I put a lot of our team works on 100% commission, so. Anyway, or at least some form of commission and bonuses. Cool. But anyway, so the best part though, when I saved that for last. So our goal as a team is when we hit this goal in 2024 and hit that $2 million target, we want to do our next big planning meeting in Maui, Hawaii, so we can all enjoy the road to Hohana and a lot of other fun stuff, right? So we want to take you guys +1 and your +1 to Maui, right? That's a big goal. When we hit $2 million, my commitment is we're all going to do that as a team, right? And we're going to it'll be a fun family thing. It'll basically be like Basecamp, but like probably like a week long. So we'll be able to have time to strategize, have time to bring your families and get everybody closer and celebrate, right? Celebrate the road to Hohana. Questions?
Just clarify, that's calendar year, so January 1st to December 31st, is it trailing 12 months?
Trailing 12 months, right? So we'll be looking at it. We're really going to be setting that January 1st, 2024. Over those 12 months, we want to make sure we hit $2 million in profit, right? So, for example, if we go hit a $50,000 flip, that's 50,000. Then we make 50,000 on the profit, like the deal I showed you. That adds 50,000, right? Mm-hmm. If we're making $1,000 a month from our rental properties, all that counts, right? If we're getting retail work and we do a retail job, and Ethan sells a retail job where we $30, the customer pays us $30,000, our cost is $20,000, we make a $10,000 profit, that's going toward that goal, right? There was another thought on it. But yeah, it's all over 12 months. I forgot what it was, but anyway. But obviously taking out all of our company expenses, that's what our profit looks like. Yeah. I did really quick want to show you guys how we've grown as a team, right? So this was July 2020, so about 3 years ago. It was me, and all these blue boxes are me, basically. I mean, we didn't really have any virtual assistants. I was acquisition manager, the construction manager, the property manager, the VP of operations, right? We had an intern, and I had a contractor that was working with us in Laramie. That's what we looked like in 2020. This was January 2022. So all these green boxes are me, right? I was the visionary, the integrator, the marketing director, doing lead gen. We had a project, that was when we did have Luis Leal, who was our project manager. We did have Monica at that time with property management. Those were kind of our main people. We had dispositions with Aaron. This is kind of a little bit how we transform, right? So this is 2022. This was about a year ago when we did Basecamp, right? I was still in these green boxes, or me, up at the top. We had Clint as our marketing director. We had our salesman, let me see, there's Monica. Project manager was Luis. and again, Monica, kind of showing you some of those different ones. But anyway, our goal though, I want to show you this too, because our goal was to grow and to get to where my biggest thing was I wanted to get out of all these seats, right? I wanted to get out of, hey, I can't be the integrator and be the role now, which in 2023, Clint, as you guys know, Clint is our COO, our integrator, right? That's why Clint interfaces with all of you guys so much, from Monica to Lalo to Mike, everybody. I've created an integrator so I can ultimately be a visionary, and then I can go support in other ways where I need, right? I'm actually in the sales manager role right now, and that's just kind of worked and as we've adapted and stayed lean, right? But eventually I'd like to get out of this and truly be the visionary, leading the company, helping us grow, right? And working with investors, working relationships, doing a lot of that, to where if I'm in this seat, that's ultimately how we're gonna hit our goal if I'm in this seat, right? But it's been a huge, huge win to have Clint in this seat, being the COO, right? Being able to, for example, having all our project managers or our foremen here in this room, having them report to Clint, that helps me a ton because I don't have to be in the weeds of the day-to-day working on the construction, right? The construction takes a lot of time, and it's taken a lot of time over the years for me, but I'm excited to hand that off to Clint, and also have Monica report to Clint. The cool thing is Monica and Clint have been working together for a couple of years now and they've gotten really strong. But anyway, the reason I show you guys this is to kind of show where everybody fits and to show like what our overall structure is. So just to really kind of quick, I didn't get a new one updated, but anyway. Questions on the org chart? So again, you have, this is all sales on this side, and then this is Gregersen Properties. This is more Revive, right? So it still says Luis, but anyway, this would be Joe, Edward, and Ethan, right? All reporting up to Clint, right? And then you can see Monica, our property manager, reports up to Clint. Monica and TC has kind of been a combined effort with me and Monica, and even Judith. This is sales, again, that's me. And then marketing is Clint, he's still the director of marketing. But you can see Mike down here. Mike's the one on the call. Mike manages our cold calling. We've got our other VAs down here underneath Monica. So that would be like Gabriel and Hugo. I think I covered everybody. And then Judith, right? Judith is down here. That's our lead manager. Cool. Let's stick. Core values. Yeah, I'm gonna kind of probably do that one-on-one with this room and turn these guys loose. But any questions for you guys, Judith, Monica, everybody, before we let you guys roll? I just wanted to kind of give you guys a big state of the company and give you a chance to ask some questions. Go ahead, Mike. Anybody? Judith? You don't have to have questions, but wanted to give you
questions.
Cool. Anyway, so I hope you guys are excited. It's a good chance to reset. We kind of did an abbreviated one with you guys, but we're going to be diving deeper with our construction team. And just so you guys know the strategy, right? Like I know we didn't work out this year where we brought everybody to Basecamp, but I think it's a really good one because it's like our busiest time of the year for the sales team, right? So I know Judith and Mike, they're working their butts off. I know property management is probably busier than they ever have been after adding 63 units. So we appreciate you guys working hard and calling in. But our big focus is for really the big, as I told you guys, the big power move is doing retail work and really these guys in this room really building it up to where Revive is humming and strong and ready to go, right? Because if that's like solidified and ready to go for 2024, it's going to be, we've got all the other stuff baseline. We have the foundation laid to really grow.